Whew, I think we're good to go. Oh, brilliant. Okay, hi guys, and oh, hold on, we should probably wave, and we should probably get Charlie out. Also, do you like my new hat? Yes? No? It's pretty amazing. Got little candles. I'm pretty sure this was a Wintersday hat from a while ago. So, hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Wintersday. Well, it's not really the marathon anymore. This is the finale. Welcome. I think we're on about a minute to go before the finale starts. It's going to be quite similar to the Halloween finale, no doubt, where you're going to have the guy speaking, and it will take ages for the next bit of dialogue to come along. So expect a lot of cutting around and stuff like that. But I definitely obviously wanted to show off the finale. So in the finale, basically both Grenth and Dwayne are going to come. The finale only runs on New Year's Day of every year, and with it you can get some special hats depending on which god you show support for. So as I mentioned actually earlier on in this series, players kind of unofficially developed a formula to decide which god wins, which kind of takes the fun out of it, I suppose. But you know, whatever, needs must. People like to get the hat that they're sure they're going to get rather than sort of just risking it constantly, I suppose. But basically, here's how the game's supposed to work. Dwayne will appear here. She'll appear basically right in front of that Merchant's Row sign, while Grenth is going to appear over here. And each god has got a whole bunch of basically pads that they're going to have standing next to them. And players will be able to stand on these pads. And while this competition's going on, by standing on these pads, players will automatically spend their candy cane shards, which are the items, as we all know, that we've slowly been building up as we've been going through the festival. And essentially, that will give a score to whichever god you want. There you go. There, look, Dwayne has just appeared, and Grenth will be over there you go. And basically they're going to get higher and higher and higher in score, and whichever one has the highest score after like 5 minutes or so will be the one that is deemed the winner for that year, and you will get a hat for whichever one it is. I've actually already gone off screen and got the avatar of Grenth hat, which I'll show you in a bit. It's actually pretty cool. He's got 3 hats this year. It's definitely the best one, but I've already got it. So here's the avatar of Dwayna, and she opens up. She says, "Welcome all to the end of another glorious Wintersday season. That special time of year when you'll have a very important choice to make." "A choice?" says Grenth. "There is no choice. They will all lose to embrace the dark majesty of Grenth. Grenth conquers all in the end." So here's the other thing also. There's lots of different branches of dialogue that will be appearing depending on which god wins. Sadly, I obviously can't show you all of them because that would involve going to a hell of a lot of the finale. So do be sure to look in the description for a link to the wiki page that will have all the dialogue if you're interested in that. But Dwayne says, "Your harsh words fall on deaf ears." I mean, I know in particular the Grenth dialogue's pretty cool when he's winning. "Your harsh words fall on deaf ears. Good people, if you would have this winter end and warmth return to these lands, join me as the wise goddess Melanju has." And Grenth says, "You're not the only one with new allies. If you would ignore the vapid frivolity of Dwayna and embrace the cold justice that is Grenth, join forces with me and the mighty god of war, Balthazar. Citizens, prepare to cast your support for the lowly Grenth or glorious Dwayna by partaking in a game of chance. Gather before the deity you wish to support and keep your candy cane shards handy. Make sure you have some candy cane shards in your inventory so that you can show your support for mighty Grenth and laugh at the pathetic snivelling followers of Dwayna." So I'm in an even district because I've already got the Grenth hat, so obviously there's loads of supporters for Dwayna over here and just a few trolls over here at the Grenth side. I've never done this where one of the gods has never had a single point. I think that would be brilliant to catch that on camera. That would be so good. But basically here you've got the guys. I think we can speak to them. "A joyous Wintersday to you and yours. Dwayna smiles upon you, my child." So another thing with this dialogue, obviously we just read here, they're talking about Dwayna and they're talking about Melanju and Balthazar having joined. It wasn't updated for 2011. As we know, in 2011, both Cormier and Lissa joined the fight as well, but they didn't update it this year. Bah! Joyless Wintersday to you all and all of frigid night. So that's a bit of a shame. So essentially, this is different dialogue to what it used to be years ago. Back before 2010, it was completely different dialogue. But 2010, where they added 2 of the other gods to the fray and added all the PvP, added like the Dota-style minigame and so forth. When they added that, they changed the finale, which was cool. But now it's out of date already again because obviously of Cormier and Lissa having no part here. Anyway, Dwayna says, "Step into one of the rings before the deity you wish to support. A game of chance will determine if Grenth or Dwayna will be victorious this year. The side that has the most people betting candy cane shards will have a greater chance of victory, so make sure to stand in one of Grenth's rings." Now, you'll recognise this game. Essentially, they're trying to make us play here, this game of chance. This is the same thing that you get to play in the Canthan festivals. Obviously, you only get to play it here in the finale, so it's no good if you're trying to get your lucky or unlucky title super high. However, you can play it here, and it will get your lucky and unlucky title higher if you wish to. That's why most people are actually on the middle, because this genuinely is the best place that you've got the highest chance to win most of the rings here, or at least earn some candy cane shards back. which is pretty cool. I'm not 100% sure what the finale was like before factions came out in this case. I don't think that Games of Chance existed before then. At least the titles didn't exist until it happened in Canthan. Maybe it did happen here in the finale before that, and the Canthan festivals, when they just did it, they just adopted it and crossed it over. Anyway, Dwayne says, during each round of betting, you will bet one candy cane shard toward the deity you've chosen to support, the deity whose ring you are standing on. One ring will be chosen as the winner. Those standing in the winning ring and in the rings adjacent to it will raise the score of their deity by the number of candy cane shards they will have won. Those standing in the other rings will lose the candy cane shard they bet and will not raise the score of the deity they're supporting. But however, they obviously won't lower the score at the same time. So what you'll see here is just, I mean, like when I did it earlier with the Grenth thing, Grenth was on like 3,000 points and Dwayne was on like 30 by the end. It just goes ridiculously high. I mean, look at all the people here. After a number of rounds have been completed, says Grenth, the deity with the highest score will be declared the winner. This means, of course, that we will be celebrating Grenth's victory. So it's quite funny, actually. It's like, you've got all these games, you've got the snowball fights, you've got like the Dota style thing, you've got all this stuff going on, you've got all the quests, and yet really, and they all talk about how that's going to determine who wins the festival, who wins Wintersday. But in the end, it's just which ring are you standing on that determines it. I think it would be so cool if like every 100 districts or every 50 districts players had unofficially organised it so it was a toss-up and no one really knew who was going to win, because that would make this far more exciting. But yeah, okay, so it's begun. You can see 2 scores up at the top here. Dwayne immediately goes to 201, Grenth goes to 0. There are people stood on those rings, obviously, but they don't have candy cane shards on them, so obviously they're not winning anything. So Grenth's still on 0, Dwayne is on 200, 300 now, Grenth just went up to 2, and they will keep speaking, you see here. Make sure you have a candy cane shard in your inventory and then go stand in one of the rings. So I did take the courtesy of buying a bunch of candy cane shards just before I started here. I was literally begging in chat, just saying, look, I will give you any amount of money, please. And nobody was buying it. They all thought I was scamming. But I did manage to get some candy cane shards. After doing all this content, because the rewards for all of the quests have been changed now, honestly, candy cane shards aren't so easy to come by. They're only really great. Do you remember in the 2006 stuff when we was in the underworld? That was the best place really to get candy cane shards, because they were dropping quite often. But basically they'll just keep saying, make sure you have a candy cane shard in your inventory. And essentially this will go through rounds, and every now and then some more dialogue will pop up. So here's the Dwayna. She says, so many smiling faces, I can feel the cold receding already. Clearly, Dwayna shall emerge victorious this year, and spring is right around the corner. You haven't won yet. I still have time to gather more followers. I demand another round. So yeah, Grenth it's funnier when Grenth's winning, because Dwayna basically just starts crying in front of all the players and saying, oh, how can you all be so evil? Think of the children. It's brilliant. It's pretty cool. So once again, in the description, you'll see a link to be able to read all of that dialogue. It's really quite cool. So anyway, Dwayne is going to win. It's quite interesting as well. Grenth's got kind of a bit of a line when he wins as well, where he talks about, I've won, this is brilliant, and now, and basically he says, now winter will continue for far longer, and he says, oh, it will continue evermore until the sun comes or something. So if we want to go super hardcore lore nerd here, we could sort of say, oh, okay, so maybe the gods don't have control over the sun or complete control over these seasons, which does make sense. Otherwise, obviously, Grenth, it would seem, would have everywhere in the freezing cold like this all the time. Dwayna keeps saying, make sure you have candy cane shards in your inventory. And yeah, I mean, the excitement of this is really worn off. I remember the first finale I did, used to be so many people talking in chat. We're just in a random district here, obviously. We're nearly victorious, she says. Winter will soon be banished. She always looks like a man, I think, in that little picture there. But obviously she's not. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fun. It's not going to be like Halloween with people talking back to Mad King Thorn with all of his ridiculous jokes. This has always been what it's about. Grenth says, fools! You dare stand against the combined might of the god of war and the god of death? You still have one last chance to come to your senses. I implore you to choose wisely. Do you know what would be hilarious? A video which I think should get thousands and thousands of views on like YouTube. If that moment happened and he was like, I implore you to choose wisely, and just every single character ran over to the Grenth one and he ended up winning. That'd be so cool. But it's farcical that this dialogue's even in the game, really, it seems now, because it's never a toss-up. It's never, ooh, who might win? It's always so one-sided. Just, I don't know, I think maybe that's what takes the excitement out of the finale a little bit. It says, join me and together we will prolong winter forever, he says. Dwayna says, hear me, people of Tyria. If you would have spring return to the land, then join me. So Grenth's only on 10 points. What's the lowest you guys have ever seen Grenth be on? It must be pretty damn low. But yeah, so I mean, this is the event really. Make sure you have a candy cane, blah blah blah, and that's about it. Do you know what? I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna quickly go to my chest and show you the hat that we can get from Grenth, and then we'll see the Dwayna hat as well. So yeah, give me a second. I mean, it doesn't matter that I'm leaving the ring. Obviously, Grenth is nowhere near winning, so we'll head on over. I'm still considering doing another video past this finale actually. The marathon really took it out of me, but I'm feeling pretty refreshed today. I'm thinking of continuing on after this and doing another video, actually, where I just wander around some more of these outposts, because there's so much stuff. Oh, look, just random people having snowball fights. Got you. Incoming, better duck, Peter Redhill. You know, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like we're missing out. We've spent too long on the quest and too little time on the decorations. But yeah, hold on one sec. Oh, Christ. Okay, well, while I was in my storage, it started to end. She says, Dwayna be praised. Winter will soon give way to spring. Let the celebration begin with special gifts from Dwayna herself. All right, so brilliant. He says, bah, I'll be back next year, and I'll see some of you a bit sooner, I think. Hopefully I still got the hat, even though I wasn't stood in the right area there. So that should automatically add the hat to your inventory. Oh, my God, it did not add the hat to my inventory, or am I just overlooking it here? Can you guys see a hat anywhere? Oh, no. Did I just lose the hat? Oh, no. No, okay. I think because I wasn't stood in the ring area when the event ended, I missed the hat. So what we're going to do here, this is a bit unprecedented, but we're going to go to Canthan. Okay, we're going to go to a really late even district, like District 88, for instance. And hopefully the event's still going on here, and then I'll be able to zone through and get the hat. This is like what I talked about in the 2006, where there were 4 different hats you could get. This is how players got all the hats in one run. They would come here. So are we still in the... thing? Are we with Dwayna here? Let everything load in. I don't think it's quite started here just yet, which is brilliant. Hold on. Let me just read through the chat. This is always so chaotic. There's the dwarf! There's the dwarf! Oh my god, I see the dwarf. Okay, hold on. Yeah, but I need to focus on this first. Oh my god, hold on. Okay, I don't think it started here yet. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do here is, in order to get the hat, I'm going to have to just sit here while the whole event happens again in Canthan. But ignore that for a second. Here's the dwarf at last! Okay, so the dwarf. I can actually talk about this. Alright, so you've got a dwarf guard here, who says, if the winter dwarf gets surly, just let me know. I've got a bottle of dwarf nip in my pocket that will surely cheer him up. Okay, you also get a winter dwarf here and a sign that says, please don't defeat the dwarf. Now, what used to happen here is you could speak to this dwarf and he'd just be all grumbly. So he says, look, a guard. Hello, friend guard. No worries here. I'm happy. Look, kid, you've got to get me out of here. This happiness thing is killing me. Oh, the guard's back. Hi, guard. Don't worry. I'm still happy. Grenth, have mercy. Please end my suffering. Oh, but you look so cute. Filthy human. Have you no soul? Happy. Yes, I'm totally freaking happy. I'd like to help, but I can't see a way. Well, if you see an opening, remember me. I think we both know there's only one way out, friend. Feet first. May your next life be less filled with happiness. Grenth will bless you if you deliver his mercy. Okay, so he was originally added as this unhappy dwarf that was just sort of in... Oh my god, and he killed himself. Wow, I didn't realise that actually happened. Oh my god. So he was originally added as this unhappy dwarf in a cage that you couldn't get through yourself. However, if you clicked please don't feed the dwarf in events past, if you click this, it would lock you into the cage with him and you couldn't get out. Literally, the only way to get out of this cage was to rezone through the outpost. You had to go to a different district or something like that. It was absolutely ridiculous. So it was this super cool thing you could do. And remember what I was talking about with the Grenches running around in the outposts, which have now been removed in 2011 when I was talking about that? What used to happen with that is you could exploit it and actually get the Grenches hidden in this cage, so you could just freely run presents whenever the hell you wanted. I mean, how brilliant is that? But then obviously, I think it was 2011, they removed the 2010, sorry, they removed the collision on the cage, so it just doesn't work anymore. But he's so cool, isn't he? I'm so happy I've actually eventually found him. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to wait for Dwayna here to get this hat. I can't believe I missed the hat. I really can't. That's ridiculous. I was stood away for 1 second. I really do hope that this happens. There's about a 30-minute delay between Lion's Arch and Canthan, apparently. Wow, that wasn't a cock-up. Okay, so in the meantime, I may as well quickly show you the scarves here. So these are the Grenth hats. This is why I lost the Dwayna hat over. Grenth this year actually gives you scarves, and apart from the clipping issues there, hold on. See, we're a warrior, so we're always wearing pretty bulky stuff. Apart from that, they're actually pretty cool. Now, usually, for a long time, it's stopped recently because obviously the live team don't have the resources to do it anymore. It used to be that you could dye a lot of these festival hats, whatever colour you wanted, and it was pretty cool. This year, you can't do that, so instead, they actually just gave us 3 different designs of the scarf all at once, which is quite new, quite weird, quite different for them. But it's pretty cool, so you actually get completely different designs, different colours. You get a red and white, black and white, or this kind of completely different style. So it's very cool. I like the scarf a lot. You know, I'll probably try and wear it on a certain type of character. Mind you, I don't really play dress up on Guild Wars that much anymore, but still, that's cool for the Grenth hat. And you'll have to excuse me. I can't believe we missed the Dwayna one. Excuse me a second, and I'll show you what the Dwayna hat looks like. And then there you go. I'll explain the last bit of the festival. And I think we're about done here. So yeah. Whee! There we go. Okay, awesome. We now have the hood. Okay, cool. So there we go. Literally all that happened on this one in Canthan, it was exactly the same. If you were wondering, they appear. Dwayne appears up there, which is pretty cool, and Grant appears up there with some gravestones, which is also pretty cool. So you go. Yeah, that's that done. We can wear the hat here. I'll show you what it looks like. Pretty cool little hood thing here. I suppose that would work nicely with certain armors. It would probably work better than the scarf did with what I was originally wearing. Which where is that? There we go. Yeah, it works okay, pretty cool. So yeah, those are the hats, of course, for the season. There was one where obviously you could get 4 hats. This season you can only get 2, which is pretty standard. But what happens now in the finale? Well, this is how it's a little bit different, and it's been quite different for a while now. What used to happen, it's the same as with the Canthan festivals. What used to happen is presents would drop on the floor and they'd spawn everywhere, and you'd run around and pick them up, and it would encourage you to eat sweets in the outpost, which make you run around faster in the outpost, and it would be a mad grab for all different presents at the end of Wintersday, and you get to open them up, and it would all be wonderful and fantastic. However, and I've actually learned now that they removed this. It was due to lag. It wasn't because people were bitching that some players were getting more presents than them. It was due to lag. So because of lag issues, they now just get dropped immediately into your inventory here. So as you can see, we've got 72 gifts on Peter Redhill. Really? Wow. So they just get dropped straight into your inventory like this, which is pretty cool. So do I open them now? This is the thing. No, I'm not going to open them now. I think I'm probably going to do another video, guys. You know, it might not be an amazing video, but I'm just going to wander around and speak to a few more people and maybe open some of these gifts up and see what we get. You know, it could even just be like a 5-minute video to top things off. I don't really feel that up for finishing it off right now anyway. So, apart from that little thing, I suppose, you know, we will call this the end of the series. That is Wintersday Interior, guys. That's all the quests you can do. Who knows what 2012 will bring. As I said with Halloween, actually, Guild Wars 2 could be out at that time, so who knows. The live team did say they're not going to stop supporting this game just because Guild Wars 2 is coming out. So, you know, we could see all kinds of other stuff. What is this looming darkness they're talking about? Is it something that happens between the 250 years? Who knows? But there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Yeah, we'll probably have that small one next time. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, and I will see you next time. See you next time, everybody.